BFF punch. Isn't that?
BFF, what is it? BFF,
Punch
BFFF, BFF, bunch.
podcast. Exactly.
Yeah,
Glad we got a handle on our own theme song. Now, welcome today, everybody. Today's the first time in many weeks that I have come to a podcast and I am not hungover. It's a
what?
miracle.
You're
Exactly.
not hungover?
No, I feel
Flipping it.
tired from yesterday. A lot was on, but no, not not hungover today. Fancy that.
Miracles abound.
Abound, precisely. That's exactly right. Yes. Now, how are we, Miss Young Man?
How do I look?
Beautiful. And for those who are listening, which is most people, including everyone on YouTube, as we found out last week,
Yeah,
YouTube doesn't pull in the video of Spotify on Podcast Connect. No,
it's
no.
offensive. It's
Offensive.
offensive.
Exactly. Talking about offensive, shall we have a look at the stats today? Here we
I
are.
mean, yeah, but
Actually, we had two listens last week.
oh,
Two.
what? We've gone from one to two.
Yes. But I accidentally pressed
Ooh.
play on it. So it may have been me. It may have been,
Do you know what? I've had enough, man. Seriously, this is doing my head in. It really is. Like, what's the point?
well,
Starting to lose it.
if you're not going to promote your own podcast, then who's going to listen to it, I suppose?
Yeah, that's rubbish. That's such a lame excuse. I just can't be asked. I've had enough. Really
Hmm.
have.
Are you going to go off?
And yet,
Slam the
I'm
door?
going to get so angry. These listeners, who are these listeners? Have they made any comments?
Well,
We specifically said in each video, leave some comments. Have they?
I don't know. I don't
Let us know that you're listening. We've asked questions. We've tried to engage. And if people aren't even bothered, people can't be asked, then what's the point? You know what I mean? I'm
Spotify.
over it, man. I'm getting a point where I just well, giving up my time to do this for what?
To hang out with your BFF on the other side of the world. That's what. I'll tell you
Well, we
that.
do that enough in the week. So again, what's the point?
Did you just say you've had enough of me? Is that what you just said? Just then?
No, I never said that.
I'm done. Anyway,
So what? Any comments?
thing, one thing to say about this, and that is don't let the door slap you on the butt on the way out.
Exactly.
But that's what I have to say
But
to
yeah, seriously. I mean, just leave some comments. What's wrong with you people? It's not that hard.
you people. What do you mean, you people?
Well, as in listeners, if you can't be bothered to flipping type a message, slag us off. Respond with, "Who are these idiots?" Do you know what I mean? Flipping
Anything.
say something. Jeez,
Anything.
I've had
It's gone are
enough.
the days of you do no promotion at all for your own thing. No one's going to listen to it. This is my experience.
I mean, what's that about? Sick of that. I'm sick of this narrative of social media and online presence.
I
Oh,
will.
you've got to do this, you've got to do that. Screw off.
Screw off. I think you mean
Yeah.
fuck off. That's what you mean. You
Or, as in
know I
last week's tone, kin off.
kink it off. Exactly.
Oh,
Maybe it should be the
jeez.
episode we try and get James to swear on a podcast.
I shall never surrender.
I I wanted to start this podcast for one reason and one reason only, and that was so that I could swear online. Bollocks.
Right. Well, all right.
You
Well, here's
piss.
what we'll do. We'll set this up right. When we get the listeners and they petition me to swear, then I will. Until
Oh,
then, mm-mm-mm.
F off. So, I mean, for me personally, this is the kind of podcast that I would not want my parents to listen to, but
Yeah.
everything that I do online, my parents can see and can view. So this is why this is hidden. This is hidden from them and that generation. They do not understand that swearing is not a big deal. They
Well,
think
get them
it's
on.
very,
At
very.
least they'll boost the ratings. Let's get them on and let's get some real chat going.
What real chat with my parents, like disowning
Yeah,
me for swearing,
yeah. So,
saying,
and I'll ask questions like, "So,
damn.
you're very disappointed in Ant, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right.
Shocked, aren't you?"
Very, very disappointed. That is right.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh
Well, at
boy.
least we'll have some listeners, and then
What?
I'll have someone to rage to.
If it's yes, but leave us a comment. Just leave us one comment if you're listening. That's all we need. Just
I'm
some.
quite feeling this vibe tonight, actually. See this? See what
Yeah.
I'm doing?
So this is. What are you doing? Explain to our listeners what you're doing exactly.
Well, I've got my yellow hoodie on, and because I'm kind of hot, but I'm kind of cold. But also I can't quite hear when the hood's over my ears.
Mhm.
So I've pinned the hood behind my ears,
Yep.
which makes them stick out a little bit. And then
Like
I'm
Bob.
I'm bobbing up and down. I'm bending my knees, bobbing up and down, and you know, doing like sort of techno dance moves with my hands side by side to my head, back and forth.
It's lovely.
That kind of vibe. You know exactly what I'm on about.
I do. But that it looks a bit like Pob, which is
Oh
the
yeah, Pub was weird, wasn't it?
children's
I kind of liked it,
program
but
where his ears stuck out and he had a big tube
yeah,
and he would blow out a candle or blow up a balloon or something. I can't remember.
I
Yeah.
actually, I actually got no idea what it was about,
Yeah.
but I remember liking it, but kind of being freaked out by it at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And wasn't there some character in it called Eustace or something? I've got like an image of sort of spitting image style puppets, and
Yeah.
one was called Eustace. I mean, what was that about? What show
Oh,
was
hold on.
that? Same show, Pub.
Here it is. Look, if you have a look here, this is Pob. Pob.
Well, that's not what I remember at all. Gee whiz. But
Was it?
yeah, yeah, you're right. My ears do stick out like that.
Well, when you
Type in Eustace kids TV show 80s Eustace.
use,
I'm sure it was like spitting image sort of carry on.
hmm, yes. Yeah, this is how random. I
Show
don't
me.
remember this. Yeah. Dizzy Heights.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Look, there's the kid.
Well, I guess it's great for you. You're just having
Dizzy. I don't remember it being called that, but what the heck it was some sort of hotel, was it?
Dizzy Heights. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That was really odd. I don't remember anything about it apart from that character called Eustace.
Wow.
And it's a little bit weird.
Yeah, that looks incredibly bizarre. How wondrous.
How wondrous. So
Wondrous, how
anyway,
marvelous.
so what's annoyed or upset you this week then?
Nothing. Only you.
Well, what have I done now?
Where do I begin?
Oh, go on, start somewhere.
I don't know, lad. Well, I think I was reminiscing about that time that you prank called me and I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. That's what.
See, I think you remember this better than I do somehow.
Yeah.
Well, not
Should we tell,
somehow, it's
should we
obviously.
tell the listeners what went down
Yeah, go on.
exactly? So I remember this. This is many years ago. In fact, I can almost remember. I think it was probably 10 years ago, like 2015-ish,
What, is that all? Surely it was longer than that.
2014, 2015. I remember I
Yeah,
was doing a gig, a Lofter gig with Chris, who was playing with me at the time, and
right,
we were playing at this place called the Beacon up in Arbourthorne. There was some kind of charity event on, and
right.
they offered the band to play an acoustic gig. So we went and played this acoustic gig at um, at the beacon. Anyway, I was setting up, and then my phone rings, so I answer it, and it's an unknown number. And now I wouldn't. Would anyone answer an unknown number now? You just don't do it, right? I
Well,
suppose
I don't know if
you're
it's what
expecting
it's like for you there, but
something,
here, here an unknown number is like government, so you always answer it.
right? Really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Occasionally it might be healthcare or something, but I
yeah.
wouldn't
Okay.
answer it otherwise. Yeah. So anyway, I answered it, and it was really noisy in there. I was setting up, and I normally I would never fall for a prank call like this, but because I was in this situation, I
Particularly from me.
well, yeah. So yeah, this voice goes, oh, I can't remember the accent. What is that Aunt Clifford or something like this? I can't remember.
Isn't it?
It was like a London accent. Land.
Really? I remember it as like Scottish. Was it not Scottish?
No, no, it was a London accent, and it was um
Bit
what's it
like Big
called?
Frank, like you know what I mean, like low like that.
Yeah, it was kind of low, but it was more what's it
Was
called?
it more like that? All right, it's quite nice.
Yeah, yeah, it was more like that. But it was a Cockney type.
All right. Hmm. I thought Scottish myself, but you never know.
No. Anyway, John Taggart was his name.
All right.
John Taggart. So John Taggart told me, he said, "Oh, I've been given your number by this organization. I think they were called Giant or something like that. I think you mentioned,
Right.
John mentioned." And I was thinking,
Scottish sounding name, by the way, John Taggart.
Taggart, yeah, true that.
Hello there. Hello, Anne. My name's John Taggart. I'd really like to talk to you about a business opportunity.
Yeah.
You sure it was Cockney? I feel like John Taggart. It's quite nice. Hello, Ant. I mean, would you have been convinced by that voice? Hello, Mr.
Like I
Clifford. My
said,
name is John Taggart.
I
You
was in the
know.
middle of setting up for a gig. I was in the middle of setting up for a gig, so it wasn't, it was really noisy. I couldn't hear anything properly. And
Right.
and I was like, well, I can't be rude. You're like, I realize I'm calling you at a time where I realize I'm calling you at a time where maybe you're a bit busy. Are you a bit busy? I'm like, yeah, yeah, just so be quick or something. I said something like that. And and he's like, oh, okay, I'll get to the point. So I live in New York. I know I don't sound like I live in New York. I'm from London originally, and it was like this. And I had to it was something like, but I'm working for this firm, and I can't remember the name that you gave me, that John gave me at the time, but it was some name of some investment company or something like that. And I thought, right, okay, that's kind of weird. Um,
Sounds a
I think
bit
I, I
sounds
think
a
I
bit
might have written it
untrue.
down. I think I wrote it
Yeah,
down
right.
or made a note of it, mental note of it, because I was
Yeah,
thinking,
right.
this is weird. This might be important. Um, anyway, he's like, yeah, we've been given your details. You've come very highly recommended. We've got a very poor web presence for our investment company over here. I've been brought in as a consultant, and I've ended up staying, I think, in New York. And I've been here for something like I've been here 5 years, but I've kept my accent. I don't sound American. He kept banging on about this. John
What?
kept
So
banging on
this,
about the fact.
I came up with this. I don't
Yeah,
remember this at all.
yeah, I know. So, so yeah, what happened was you said that um, John said that our web presence is very poor. You come very highly recommended. We'd like to maybe chat to you about doing something about this. So here's our proposal. We would fly you over at our cost to New York, and we've got $50,000 that we would pay you to completely redo our web presence and make our site into something that's really going to work well for our investment company. I'm like,
What, and you moved to New York or just for a short
no,
trip?
just yeah, we'd bring you over for two. I remember saying actually, this is all kind of coming back. I remember saying, okay, I've got a young family. That might not be that easy for me. And he's like, well, it's all right. You know, we'll work it out maybe 10 days or something like that, or
What?
week at the least. And we'll fly you over. Don't worry, we'll sort you out. We could actually help financially. We could give you something that would help, maybe, help your family, give you a bit extra so that can free you up to come.
And I'm just riffing on the phone coming out with this
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
Flipping it.
And so
This is gold.
this is what you kind of. And I was like, listen, I really have to go. I've really got to go right now. Um, so could we maybe could we pick this up tomorrow? Could you send me an email? You got my email address. I was like, well,
Right.
I'm not sure. Could you just confirm it? So I gave my email address, and I'm pretty sure I got an email
Who
that.
from?
So I don't know. You must have done something like created a fake email account or something like that.
What?
I got this email. No, there was an email about
I
it.
mean, this guy, this previous version of me sounds genius.
I went home and I did a bit of Googling on this, right? I did a bit of web searching and found this company and the web presence. They were investment banker type company, investment company, New York, based in New York, and it was a terrible web. Thinking, well, maybe this is real. Maybe this is actually something. Then, only then did I get my hopes up. Only then did I start to think,
Wait, so hang on a minute. So what you're saying is, so I'd gone off, and I see, so like for those listening to this, I genuinely don't remember. I remember calling you, and I remember the name John Taggart, but I don't remember any of the details. I don't remember the
yeah,
accent, the story. So what you're saying is,
I'm John
I did some
Taggart.
research and found a company, a legitimate company in New York, and basically
And
talked as if I
Giant,
was from that company.
there was a guy who I used to work with, called Steve, who went off and formed this consultancy company called Giant. So I was thinking, and I'd not seen him for a couple of years or whatever, and I was thinking, I knew that his company was called that, his new consultancy business, and I thought this. So that gave it some legitimacy for me. There was actually a
Yeah,
contact
right.
link, right? So
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't like you were riffing as you often do, as you're very good at. But in this situation, it was just the stars aligned because I was in a situation where there was no way I could concentrate properly on this call, but it sounded important enough that I couldn't not take it seriously. I couldn't set me back. So I gave it a
I'm
few minutes.
so sorry, man. I
It was
feel
enough.
terrible. I'm just picturing you going home and like Googling all this stuff. Oh my God, it's real. The company's
Okay,
real.
so
Oh, this is amazing.
that makes you feel bad. At
I
this,
feel terrible.
I started thinking, oh my gosh, I finally got a break. So life, by the way, dear listeners, dear lovely listeners, I don't know about you. Maybe you've had some kind of amazing break in your life, some kind of lucky thing in the right place, the right time. Okay, but for me, for James, for pretty much everyone I know, no one's been in the right place at the right time. No one I know has had a lucky break. Like there's too many of us on planet Earth. People do not give up their money easily. There is no lucky break. There isn't. You have to work really hard for anything. And this is kind of what I've experienced in life. I think you just have to work hard to get anywhere. There's nothing's going to come for free. You're not going to get anything easy. It's just how life is, and that's fine. I'd accepted that. I accept that now. But at this point, this point, I thought maybe, just maybe, maybe there's something here, and I got my hopes up. There's no way other way to put it.
Oh man.
And I was like, $50,000 getting flight to another country, support for my family.
Wow.
I was like, wow, this is incredible. So I, this was
So
amazing.
what happened
Then we
next? I
set up
mean,
another call. We set up another call, and John was going to call me at a certain time, and I was all ready to talk about this, talk to John.
can
And
you remember how we did this? Like, how did we set up another call? Text message or what?
no, email. I think it was email at that point. But anyway,
Oh,
whatever
I
it
got
was,
seriously, I don't remember this. Set up an
whatever it
email
was, it was a call.
address.
There was a call, and you called me again. John called me, right? And we started talking, and I had a few questions, obviously, and you just broke and started laughing. I was like, no, no. Oh.
Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I feel
I don't know whether you
terrible.
remember, you were working like Wombat. That was your business at the time. You had more free time and you were in Sheffield. You weren't in Australia. So I I remember you came and picked me up in the van and we drove and I remember sitting in the Costa car park near Meadowhall. Yeah. And I think we just sat there. We watched SpongeBob SquarePants
Oh, that was that day. Was that the same
second
day?
movie. Yeah, we watched
I
the second
remember
movie.
that.
And we watched the second movie together in your van because I was traumatized and you were traumatized too, because you just got my hopes up in a way that had never happened before.
Oh
And
man.
yeah. Anyway, the reason for this, by the way, is because of the original time. I remember I was at a play group and I looked at my phone. It was the 1st of April, and I was like, "Oh, I've got to prank James somehow." And I'm not. There's like zero creativity in this, like nothing. This was just base kind of base kind of prank. Nothing exciting or intelligent or pre-planned with this. I just phoned you. I was like, James, Ben's just fallen down. I think he's really hurt himself. I need to get to a hospital now. Like you were like,
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, yeah.
deep car. I'm in deep car. I'll be there in 20 minutes or something. Like, oh, I'll be there in 20. I'll be there in 25. No, I'll be there in 20 minutes. I'll be there as fast as I can. Where are you? I was like, just kidding. As if
Yeah, I
I
remember
call
that.
you. Why would I call
Yeah,
you to get Ben to hospital when I'm in the middle?
exactly.
But of course, you see, I put that on you, and you were like, no, I'll be there in. So it was beautiful, man. Like, it was beautiful that you wanted to drive over like a complete nutter. You would have probably got, I don't know, license ban or something from speeding.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Driven at like 100 kilometers an hour or miles per hour,
Got to
whatever it
get to.
is.
I've got to get to. Yeah, I've got to get to my friend. Sorry, officer. I've got to get to my friend. His kid's fallen down. He's in the middle of Sheffield and he needs me to drive him to hospital. It's like, well, why wouldn't they have called an ambulance? You're like, oh yes, good point.
Yeah. So
So
I remember that because I remember like, you get,
yeah,
that's it.
that's it. You're going to get me back. So this was getting me back. I don't know whether you
Yeah,
remember.
right.
This was the prank. This was the prank to get me back.
Yeah, wow.
And then
And it
I
clearly
was
worked.
traumatized. You were vicariously traumatized.
Well, I don't feel so bad now. You've told, because I'd forgotten those connections about that previous
Don't
story.
feel so bad, huh?
And
I
now
think
I'm
we should
glad that I
continue.
got you.
I think we should continue this. This should be.
I was pretty naughty though. Back in the day, I was quite naughty, like pranking people. Haven't done it for so long. Actually, no, I have. I did it here actually. Oh, so I've got to tell this
Oh, you
story.
told me. Well, listen, right? The only problem is we've got less than 2 minutes left.
Okay, quick.
I'm tight and don't have the real Zoom. I don't have paid for Zoom anymore.
Okay, all right.
So we'll have to
So,
continue this another time. Keep our
yes, part
listeners.
two.
Exactly.
All right. Well, in the final 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll do my little
Yeah.
dance again.
All right.
So
So this is obviously
join
worth
along at
watching.
home. Sing along and join along. Get your hood up, stick your ears out, hands behind the side of your head, and just like move your hands backwards and forwards and like bob your
Like
knees up
this.
and down. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yes. Come on. Have it. Oh, oh. Boom. And then we sing the song B, K,
Hmm.
F, K, F, BFF, K,
Punch
B, K, F, K, F, BFF. Punch.
podcast or podcast
Podcast.
podcast.
All right. To be continued then.
Yeah, you better believe it, you motherfucker.
That's right. I will destroy you.
Until next week, dear listeners. Until next week. Goodbye.
Well, they better be listening. Listen and make a comment. Have a crack. Come on. Where's your passion?
Aye.